All right, welcome to the broadcast, everyone. Jay Forsler of Forties here with you, sunshiny day on the campus of the Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils. They host into town the Labette Community College Cardinals for the first games of conference play as all around the conference, everything kind of getting started today. Alex Copland is in his second season as the head coach. They are currently 4-9. Matt Golbeck and his 11-6. I meant to go check and see how many years he's been the head coach, and I forgot to get that done, and it doesn't say it in his bio, so I will forego that information and apologize for not getting that taken care of. But nonetheless, the Blue Devils are 11-6 as they get ready to start the conference season. So I'm going to take a short break. We will be back for the start of this one in a little bit. Welcome. Welcome back, everyone, for the starting lineups for today's contest. First for the Labette Cardinals. They are 4-9. Alex Copland in his second year as the head coach. Welcome back, everyone, leading off the third baseman, Gabby Vieira. Batting second, the shortstop, Francisco Feliciano Gonzalez. Batting third in center field, Grant Lambeth. Batting cleanup, the catcher, Edwin Lemus Hudson. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Nick Dunn. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Trey Freeman. Batting seventh, Will Jerry Santiago Torres, the first baseman. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Brandon Floyd. Batting ninth, the right fielder, Connor Taylor, with Connor Brady on the mound. So it'll be Vieira, Feliciano Gonzalez, Lambeth, Lemus Hudson, Dunn Freeman, Santiago Torres, Floyd Taylor, and Brady on the mound. That's the starting lineup for Coach Copland's Labette Cardinals. Now the starting lineup for your Blue Devils. Matt Golbeck in his 9th season. They are 11-6 currently on the season. Leading off, the shortstop Tanner Pachorik. Batting second in center field, Marcus Dirks. Batting third, the first baseman, Frankie Santiago. Batting cleanup in left field, Freddie Nolan IV. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Ian Woida. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Sawyer Tolk. Batting seventh, the catcher, Braden Horn. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Cade Perry. And batting ninth in right field, Spencer Smock. And on the mound, Bryson Vaughter. So it'll be Pachorik, Dirk, Santiago, Nolan the fourth, Woida, Talk, Horn, Perry, Smock, with Vaughter on the mound. We'll take a short break. We'll get ready for our anthem, and we'll get ready to go with this one. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure and like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we make an upload or go live. Thanks again. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure and like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we make an upload or go live. Thanks again. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure and like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we make an upload or go live. Thanks again. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure and like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we make an upload or go live. Thanks again. All right, welcome everyone to the broadcast. The Blue Devils welcome into town the Labette Community College Cardinals. On the mound for the Blue Devils today, Bryson Vaughter. Excuse me, he is from Topeka, Kansas. He has a 2-0 record and has a 2.0 ERA. The defense behind him will be Nolan the fourth, Dirks, and Smock left to right across the outfield. Perry, Pachorik, Tolk, and Santiago left to right across the infield, with Braden Horn behind the plate and Vaughter on the mound. Welcome to the broadcast, Conference play starting for the Blue Devils today. They started out with the first week of a bye, and the Cardinals are 1-3 in conference. They took one of the 3-game series with the Cali Tigers. So we will get things started for the Blue Devils today. I will post a link for you to be able to watch on Saturday. Saturday they have a live stream. I don't know that they have announcers, but we have so many places where they will and won't let us, so we're planning on getting things started, but I will put that link down there for you to be able to see. Gabby Vieira, the third baseman, will start things off. Vieira starts the day batting .326. He steps in to face Vaughter. First pitch is a ball. There's a strike outside part of the plate. So 1-1 the count. That's up high for ball 2. There's a check swing for a foul ball, so 2-1 the count. Bryson Vaughter from Topeka, Kansas on the mound for the Blue Devils. That's outside. 3-1 the count. There's a foul ball backing out of play. You wouldn't be able to see it. Here comes the 3-1 count. That ball stays a little bit outside, so a base on balls. That's going to bring up Feliciano Gonzalez. He starts the day batting .356. Runner at first base, nobody out. Misses outside, ball 1. Want to know the count? Shortstop Feliciano Gonzalez. Foul ball backing out of play. 1-1 the count. One and one is the count. There's a toss over to first. One ball, one strike. Runner at first base. There's a foul ball backing out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the shortstop, Feliciano Gonzalez. Two home runs on the season so far by the Cardinals. Feliciano has one of them. We'll do the 1-2 again. Comes the 1-2. Going to throw over to first. Nothing going on over there. Want to welcome everyone to the broadcast. I've adjusted the cameras in the outfield. I I wasn't happy with the picture we were getting, so I'm trying to get you a little closer. There's a ball that stays outside. 2-2 the count. Runner on first base. Top of the first inning action. There's a ball headed into center field. Marcus Dirks takes care of that for the out.
Next up, the center fielder, number 21, Grant Lambeth.
That's going to bring up Grant Lambeth. Lambeth starts the day batting .333. Foul ball back and out of play. Comes the 0-1. High chopper going to be fouled down the first baseline. 0-2 the count. Comes the 0-2 from Vauder. Breaking ball stays outside. 1-2 the count now. On the center fielder, Grant Lambeth. Lambeth started today batting .333, and he's hit by a pitch. That's going to bring up Loomis Hudson. Lemus Hudson. There's a foul ball down the third baseline, just a little bit out in front of that. Edwin Lemus, he starts the day batting .200. Swing and a miss of that pitch, so 0-2 the count. It's a ground ball at Perry. Out at third base on the 5 unassisted, but that was a lot closer than it should have been.
Next up, the left fielder, number 19, Nick Dunn.
That's going to bring up Dunn. Dunn starts the day batting .250. That's high and outside, ball one. Runners at first and second, 2 down, Vauder on the mound. Fly ball into deep left field, and Nolan the fourth over to take care of that. I did a poor job with the camera there. No runs on, no hits. We go to the bottom half of the first, no score. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom of the first inning we go. Patrick, Dirks, and Santiago will lead things off. That's low and outside. Two balls and a strike. There's a foul ball. So 2-2 the count. Pachorik starts the day batting .389. There's a ground ball headed at the second baseman, Floyd. He's up with it and over to Santiago Torres for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Dirks. Dirks will step in with one out and nobody on. Dirks starts the day. There's a strike called. Dirks starts the day batting .298. 0-1 the count on him. That's down low. Connor Brady from Van Buren, Arkansas, has a 2-2 record on the mound for the Cardinals. He has a 5.40 ERA. There's a fly ball down the left field line, and that's going to be foul. So 1-2 the count. So Dirks will come back and gather himself to go again. The 1-2 count way outside. 2-2 the count. Pachorik led off the game with a ground out to second base, a 4-3 ground out. Floyd over to Santiago Torres. Up high and all the way to the backstop, so 3-2 the count. On the center fielder, Marcus Dirks. So Dirks will come back and foul ball back to the screen. We'll do the 3-2 again. Comes the 3-2. There's a ball headed into center field. It's going to be taken care of by Labette for the second out of the inning.
Now batting the first baseman, number 26, Frankie Santiago.
That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago with in, nobody on. Outside for ball one. Comes the 1-0. That misses inside. That was a pretty good looking pitch right there. Nonetheless, ruled a ball. 2-0 the count. That's a little bit low for ball three. Santiago starts the day batting an even .300. Comes the 3-0. There's a strike right through there. 3-1 the count. Strike two called outside corner at the knees. So 3 balls, 2 strikes on the first baseman, Frankie Santiago. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Umpire didn't feel like everybody was looking at each other ready to go there, so called timeout. gave a warning to Brady, the pitcher. The ball at Floyd. Floyd's up with that and over to Santiago Torres. So the Blue Devils go 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the top of the second inning. I'll be back. No score. All right, to the top of the second we go. There's a breaking ball back to the strike zone. We got my batter's box a little tight here, so I'll stay away from that, see if I can get it fixed in between innings. There's a swing and a miss, so quickly 0 into the count. And that's going to be strike 3 called. Breaking ball. That was Trey Freeman, the designated hitter.
Baseman number 35, Will Jerry Santiago Torres.
That's going to bring up Santiago Torres. Takes a strike called. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen. So quickly 0-2 the count on Will Jerry Santiago. He's batting .088 on the season so far. That's way outside. 1-2 the count. The ball headed into left field. So a 1-out hit by Trey Freeman. Freeman started the day batting .286, and he just added to that with that base hit into left field. That's going to bring up Santiago Torres. I reported Freeman's wrong. He started the day batting .286. There's a high chopper on the infield by Will Jerry. Santiago Torres, he is who batted .088, but he got the runner moved over to second.
Right fielder number
Talk
3, Connor.
over to Santiago for the out. That's going to bring up Brandon Floyd, the second baseman. Floyd starts the day batting .188. Breaking ball stays outside. That stays up a little bit high. 2-0 the count. There's a strike called, top part of the zone. 2-1 the count. Top of the second inning action. No score. Fouled out a play. We'll do the 2-2 again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the second inning action. Comes the 2-2 from Vaughter. Fouls that back to the screen. Foul ball over to the right side. Over to take a look at that was Santiago. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. That was Connor Taylor that went down on strikes. Was Connor Taylor who you called to bat just then? I missed somewhere along the way. We had the 4-3 ground out. I can't remember how the other out was made. Nonetheless, we are going to go to the bottom half of the second inning. No score. All right, Nolan the fourth, Woida and Tolk scheduled up for the Blue Devils. That misses for a ball. Connor Brady back for another inning of work. 1-0 the count. Two and 0 the count on Freddie Nolan the fourth. Nolan the fourth starts the day batting .333. There's a strike called 2-1 the count. That's inside for ball 3. 3-1 the count. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. Comes the 3-2 from Brady. Swing and a miss for the strikeout.
Next up, the DH, number 48, Ian Woida.
That's going to bring up Ian Woida. Woida starts the day batting .349. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on. There's a strike called. 0-1 the count. Misses a little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Foul ball back to the screen. 1-2 the count. Bottom of the second inning action, no score. Labette Cardinals being hosted by your Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils. Comes the 1-2. There's a line drive, and Vieira takes that on the backhand side. So Woida hits it hard, but comes up empty.
Now batting second baseman, number 1, Sawyer Tolk.
That's going to bring up Tolk. Tolk will step in with 2 outs and nobody on. Tolk starts the day batting .277. There's a strike at the belt outside half of the zone. 1-1 the count. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sawyer Tolk, the second baseman for the Blue Devils today. As a breaking ball stays inside. Three and 2 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. Connor Brady on the mound for the Cardinals, and that's ball 4 outside. So that'll bring up Braden Horn. Horn will step in here. Horn starts the day batting .348. He'll be up there with 2 outs and a runner at first base. There's a hit by pitch. So Horn gets hit by a pitch. So a couple of outs, then a base on balls. That's going to bring up Cade Perry. Perry starts the day batting .208. He'll be up there with runners at first and second. That's inside for ball 1. Want to know the count. Perry's saying, hey, that hit my protector. Coach Goldbeck wanted to have him check it out, so now we're going to call Coach Copland out and give him an explanation. So we'll see if that explanation is, hey, we're going to put him on. He was hit by a pitch, or what was called here. Want to welcome everyone to the broadcast. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It'll let you know every time I do an upload or we go live. And so, a hit by pitch and that's going to load the bases. That's going to bring up Spencer Smock. Spencer Smock will step in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Smock starts the day batting .294. See if he can get something on the outfield grass, get us off the 0. That's outside for ball 1. Foul that back into the screen, so 1-1 the count. Bases full of Blue Devils. No score yet in this one. Spencer Smock, the right fielder, would love to be getting us off that 0. Here comes the pitch. That's up a little bit high. 2-1 the count. Comes the 2-1. That's down low, nicely blocked by Lemus Hudson Jr. on the block there. 3-1 the count. There's a strike called. So 3-2 the count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners will be going. There they go. There's a ball headed into right field. And underneath that is Taylor. So the Blue Devils get them loaded, but they can't get anybody in. We go to the top of the 3rd inning with no score. Stay with me. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the 3rd we go. Back to the top of the order. Vieira will step in. He walked his first time up. There's a strike called. 0-1 the count. It's a high chopper. It's going to be taken by Perry. That's going to be a base hit for Vieira. High chopper, no chance to get him there. Vieira is from Toa Alto, Puerto Rico. It's going to bring up Feliciano Gonzalez. Fouls that one away. 0-1 the count. Toss over to first. Nothing going on over there. Vieira back easily. But is foul. Feliciano Gonzalez is from Caguas, Puerto Rico. Misses outside. One and two the count. Breaking ball hit into right field, so a nice job by Feliciano Gonzalez with 2 strikes to just stroke that into right field for the base hit.
Next up, the center fielder, number 21, Grant Lambeth.
That's going to bring up Lambeth. Lambeth will step in. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Squares to bunt. That misses up a little bit high. 1-0 the count. Runners at first and second. 1-0 the count. There's a strike called. 1-1 the count. Lambeth is from Lee's Summit, Missouri. There's a strike called. It's a 1-2 the count. Lambeth is at Labette by way of State Fair Community College, so played there and then transferred. Breaking ball just stays a little bit up and out. That's because thank you. That's because the buttons on this iPhone for doing the scoreboard. Thank you for catching that for me. I appreciate it. Got too many things going on. Ooh, that pitch looked pretty good right there. Ruled a ball outside. So 3-2 the count. There's the ball headed up the middle for a base hit. And going to be a nice throw over to third to get the runner out. But 1 run is scored by that base hit of Lambeth.
The catcher, number 25, Edwin Lemus.
That's going to bring up Lemus Hudson Jr. Strike called. That's down low for ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Toss over to first. Nothing going on over there. There's a ball hit up the middle. So Lemus Hudson Jr. with a base hit. He hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. Comes back with a base hit there. That's going to bring up Nick Dunn. There's a ball headed for the gap in right center, so another base hit, and the bases are loaded. That's going to bring up Trey Freeman.
Number 23, Trey Freeman.
Going to get a visit to the mound. We'll take a short break. We'll be back. The Cardinals on the board here in the top of the third. They've scored one so far with one out. I'll be back. All right, that's going to bring up Trey Freeman. He had a base hit to lead off the second inning. There is a strike called. Trey Freeman is from Catoosa, Oklahoma. Bases are full of Cardinals with one out. There's a ground ball at the second baseman. Up and over. So, to the shortstop. Over to the second baseman. So, Pachorik over to talk for the 6'4 fielder's choice. That fielder's choice does score a run. Down the right field line, that's going to be out of play. So the fielder's choice, we weren't quite able to get the double play out of that. So we do get the second out of the inning, but another run scores. So the Blue Devils trail 2-0 here in the top of the third. Santiago Torres at the plate. He grounded out to second base his last time up. 1-1 the count on him. He's from Santa Isabel, Puerto Rico, is Santiago Torres. 1-2 the count on him. Diving play by Perry. He gets up off the ground. And a great play to get Santiago Torres on the 5-3 ground out. The Cardinals get 2 runs on 5 straight base hits. And we go to the bottom of the third inning with the Blue Devils trailing Labette 2-0. We'll be back. All right, Paciorek will lead. There's a strike called right through there. He grounded out to Floyd at second base his last time up. Paciorek is from Aurora, Colorado. 0-1 the count on him. Check swing there, ruled a strike. So quickly 0-2 the count on Tanner Paciorek. So he inches in just a little tighter on the plate. That's outside. 1-2 the count. Bottom of the third inning action. Labette plated 2 in the top of the third. See if the Blue Devils can answer. There's a ball diving play by Vieira. And so back-to-back plays by the third baseman, one from each team. So Vieira lays out, grabs that one, and over to Santiago Torres for the 5-3 ground out of Paciorek. It's going to bring up Dirks. Dirks flew out to center field his last time up. There's a strike right through there. Dirks is from Kansas City, Missouri. Squares to bunt, pulls back and takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That's up a little bit high. 2-1 the count. There's a ground ball off the glove of the first baseman, Santiago Torres. That's going to be a base hit. He's diving toward the line, and the ball goes off the end of the glove. So Dirks with a base hit. That's going to bring up Frankie Santiago. Santiago is from Calle, Puerto Rico. He will step in with a runner at first base. Steps in on the left-handed side to face the righty, Connor Brady. Santiago is a switch hitter. Down at first base is Dirks after the base hit. Little toss over. Safe over at first. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. Blue Devils trail the Cardinals of Labette 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Foul ball out in front of that one. First inning is a 7-inning scheduled game. The second one is a 9. Another foul ball. The only exception to that first game 7, second inning 9 is if the first game goes any extra innings at all, then the second game becomes a 7. That's up high. Santiago grounded out to Floyd at second base his first time up. Stays alive, fouls that one back to the screen. We'll do the 1-2 again. One ball, 2 strikes. Connor Brady on the mound. He's from Van Buren, Arkansas. Little toss over to first. Nothing going on over there. Way high and outside. 2-2 the count now to Santiago, the first baseman. Little soft ground That ball's going to end up being a infield hit. Infield hit by Santiago. A lot of spin on that. A couple of players collided, hit knees. We'll see how that comes out. Him up and try and walk it off. So Santiago with the infield hit. Little blue pit out there. Tomorrow in the box score, it looks like a frozen rope base hit. Nobody will know the difference in you unless you're one of the 96 people that were watching on here today. Appreciate you joining me. They're walking things off a little bit. We'll have a runner at second base, which is Dirks, and then a runner at first base, which will be Santiago, and Freddie Nolan the fourth will be coming up. Nolan the fourth struck out his first time up. Gonna let the pitcher throw a couple here and see how it is. He was retreating back toward the shortstop, the third baseman Vieira. Feliciano Gonzalez and Brady all ended up right there in the shallow shortstop position. He thinks he's okay. So Nolan the fourth will step in. Nolan the fourth is from Fort Worth, Texas. He'll step in with one out and runners at first and second here. That ball's a little bit up. 1-0 the count. Runners at first and second. One out. 1-0 the count. There's a strike called. Catches the inside corner at the belt. Comes the 1-1. That's low and outside. That's going to be a wild pitch. Get away from Lemus Hudson Jr. So the two runners move up on the wild pitch. So now runners at second and third, 2-1 the count. Dirks at third, Santiago at second, Nolan the fourth at the plate. There's a strike called. I'm not a big fan of that strike right there. It's a wide strike, and I don't consider it to be a strike, but nonetheless, they come back and throw out there again and a little bit wider. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out to Freddie Nolan the fourth. He's in left field today. That ball's in the dirt for a base on balls. So that's going to load the bases for Woida. Woida hit a line drive at the third baseman, Vieira, his last time up. We're going to get a visit to the mound. We'll take a short break. We'll be back if there's any changes. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be back. See, there's a little bit of business going on down in the right field bullpen. Swing and a miss on that first pitch by Woida. Woida is from Lincoln, Nebraska. Went to St. Pius X High School up there. There's a strike called awfully wide Awfully wide pitch right there, nonetheless. Ruled a strike. 0-2. And that ball's a little bit further outside. A little check swing. 1-2 the count, guys. 1-2. That second pitch was ruled a strike. Pretty dang wide out there, but nonetheless a strike. Here comes the 1-2. And took something off of it, and he goes down swinging, does Voida. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Sawyer Tolk. He is from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. There's a strike right through there, 0-1 the count. So the bases are loaded now with 2 outs. Tolk reached on a base on balls his first time up. There's a strike on the inside corner. So Connor Brady in a bit of a groove right now. His record 2-2 on the season. 5.40 ERA. That ball stays up high, 1-2 the count. Dirks at third. Santiago at second. Nolan the fourth at first. There's a foul ball back to the screen. 1-2 the count. Sawyer Tolk, the second baseman at the plate. That ball's inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Blue Devils trail by 2. Strike 3 called, catches the inside corner. So the Blue Devils get no runs on 2 hits. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Blue Devils trail 2-0. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the top of the 4th inning.
Now batting second baseman number 2, Brandon Floyd.
Floyd, Taylor, and Vieira scheduled up for the Cardinals. Floyd struck out his last time up. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. Floyd is from Owasso, Oklahoma. That's a little bit wider outside and ruled a ball, so 1-1 the count. Floyd at the plate. Strike, that ball cuts across the inside part of the plate. Floyd, the second baseman. A little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 4th inning action. Blue Devils trailing 2-0. Sunshiny day, not hardly any wind. There is a strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts for Floyd at the plate.
Next up, the right fielder, number 3, Connor Taylor.
That's going to bring up Connor Taylor. He's from Cave Springs, Arkansas. There's a strike at the belt right down the middle. Nolan the fourth, Dirks and Smock left to right across the outfield. That misses a little bit up. 1-1 the count. Perry, Pachorik, Tolk, and Santiago left to right across the infield with Horn behind the plate and Vaughter on the mound, swinging a miss. 1-2 the count. On the number 9 hitter and right fielder for the Cardinals, Connor Taylor. A little bit low and outside. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. That misses outside. 3-2 the count. The ball headed down the right field line. It's going to be foul into the corner. We'll do the 3-2 again. Top of the 4th inning action. Taylor struck out his first time up. There's a ground ball headed at the shortstop. Pachorik, he's up with it and over to Santiago for the 6-3 ground out. Go back to the top of the order and Gabby Vieira.
Number 27, Gabby Vieira.
Vieira is 1 for 1 on the day. He had a base on balls and a base hit. First baseman Santiago comes in to take that pop up by Vieira. So a quick 3 up, 3 down, top of the 4th for the Cardinals, but they still lead your Blue Devils 2-0. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Thanks for being here. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Way outside, Horn, Perry, and Smock scheduled up. Horn was hit by a pitch his first time up. Horn is from Derby, Kansas. 1-1 the count on him. That's low and outside. 2-1 the count. Horn, the catcher for the Blue Devils in this first game. There's a strike right through there. 2 balls, 2 strikes as the catcher, Braden Horn, leads off the bottom half of the fourth for the Blue Devils. That ball's down low. 3-2 the count now. Fouls that one. That's headed over into the woods. Those woods have sucked up a lot of dollars worth of baseballs over the years. Another foul ball back into the screen. Eighth pitch of the at-bat forthcoming from Connor Brady for the Cardinals. Fouls it back to the screen. We'll do the 3-2 again. Ninth pitch of the at-bat coming up. It's fouled away 3 3-2 pitches in a row. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. That's the same pitch that Talk was rung up on to end the last inning. So that's going to bring up Cade Perry. Perry will step in with 1 out, nobody on. Perry is from Omaha, Nebraska. That's outside for 1-0 the count. Perry was hit by a pitch, just nicked his arm protector. 1-0 the count. There's a ball headed into left field. So Perry strokes one right into left field for the base hit, the 1-out hit. So that's going to bring up Spencer Smock. Smock will step in with a runner at first base and 1 out. Smock is from Aurora, Colorado. There's a strike inside corner. Cade Perry, the third baseman down at first base, had the 1-out hit. It's a toss over, nothing going on over there. There's a ball headed into right field. Coach going to hold Perry up at second. So the base hit to right field, and we're back to the top of the order, and Pachorik will step in now with 1 out, runners at first and second. I'm going to call that he's going to do a bunt for hit. He's going to push it to the right side and load the bases up. We'll see what kind of foresight I have. That ball misses. I'm not sure where. Looked like a pretty good pitch right there, but ruled a ball. 1-0 the count. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Pachorik at the plate. Ball misses outside. That is a great job by the catcher, Lemus Hudson Jr. 2-0 the count now on Tanner Pachorik. He's grounded out to Floyd at second and Felicio Gonzalez at short. So far, there's a strike called. So 2-1 the count now on the shortstop, Tanner Pachorik. Bottom of the fourth inning action, Blue Devils trailing the Cardinals by 2. That ball's low and outside. So 3-1 the count on Pachorik. It's a ground ball hit it at the shortstop. He's up with it and over to first. A little surprising there. Pachorik usually gets down the line pretty quick, but that is the Feliciano to Floyd over to Santiago for the 6-4-3 double play. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Blue Devils trailing by 2. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the 5th inning we go. Francisco Feliciano Gonzalez will be up there to face Vaughter. There's a strike called outside corner at the waist. Feliciano Gonzalez, he's been out on a fly to Dirks in center field and then had a base hit to right field. There's a ball hit into shallow center field, and I chose the wrong camera on that one for sure. But nonetheless, Dirks comes in to take care of that. Fly ball to shallow right center. It's going to bring up Lambeth. Lambeth had an RBI base hit his last time up. There's a pitch right through there for a strike called. He was hit by a pitch in the first, had that base hit for an RBI in the third. 0-1 the count, 1 out. Swing and a miss of that heater right there. Comes the 0-2, breaking ball. Gets back down to the zone. Might have been at the top part of it, but nonetheless, a strikeout, punch out.
That brings up the catcher, number 25, Edwin Lemus.
That's going to bring up Edwin Lemus Hudson the 4th. He'll step in with 2 outs and nobody on. That's way outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count on him. That ball's backing out of play. One and one the count on the catcher. He's been out on a ground ball to third base unassisted and had a base hit to left field. Swing and a miss right there. 1-2 the count. In tight on the plate. It's a high chopper that's going to be taken by the pitcher. So Vaughter comes off the mound to the backside of the mound on the high chopper and tosses it over to Santiago for the 1-3 ground out for a 3-up, 3-down inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Blue Devils trailing Labette by 2. All right, to the bottom of the 5th inning we go. Pitching change made by Labette. Evan McDaniel from Lafayette, Louisiana comes on. First pitch is a strike. That misses for a ball to Marcus Dirks. Turns on that one and fouls it away. 1-2 the count. Ball is up high. Comes the 2-2. There's a line drive down the right field side, and that's taken by the first baseman, Santiago Torres. So Connor Brady goes 4 innings, gives up no runs on 4 hits. Frankie Santiago will now hit for the Blue Devils. Fouls that one back and out of play. So Dirks hits it hard, but lines out to first base. Santiago has ground out to the second baseman and had an infield hit. That misses. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Blue Devils still looking for their first run. We ought to just go get it here in this inning. 1 out, Santiago at the plate. Ball is going to be safe. I looked down to choose my camera. Is that going to be a hit or an error? All right, so that's going to be an error on the left fielder, Dunn. That's going to bring up Nolan the 4th. He's going to be up there with a runner at second base. High fly ball into left field, and The ball gets to the turf. I looked down and missed seeing the play. That ball misses outside. 1-0 the count to Nolan the fourth. Nolan the fourth has struck out and walked in this one, so 0 for 1 so far on the day. There's a breaking ball, stays up above the strike zone. So Evan McDaniel comes on for the Cardinals. That's outside. So 3-0 the count. With a runner at second base and 1 out, Freddie Nolan the fourth likely not to see a very good pitch. There's a strike called. I do not like the expanded strike zone at the top side of the knee when it's 3-0 the count. That's where I feel like that was. But nonetheless, ruled a strike, 3-1 the count. 1 out, runner at second. There's ball 4 to Nolan the fourth. So a strikeout and a couple walks to him. That's going to bring up Ian Woida. Woida will step in with runners at first and second and 1 out. Woida hit a line drive in the second that was taken care of by Vieira. A nice play by Vieira, and then struck out in the third. See if he can get the Blue Devils off this goose egg. Squares to bunt, and it's going to be a foul ball. He pulled the ball back. When he did, the knob of the bat came around toward the inside, the ball off the knob for a strike. Bottom of the fifth inning action. Your Blue Devils trailing by 2. I guess it's not your Blue Devils if there's some Cardinals listening. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss. So quickly 0-2 the count on Ian Woida. There's a strike 3 called. Breaking ball got it back down to the zone. That's going to bring up Sawyer Talk. Talk has walked and been called out on strikes. Runners at first and second, 2 outs now. There's a breaking ball on the outside corner. Comes the 0-1 pitch to the second baseman, Sawyer Talk. It's a ground ball headed at the shortstop. Felicio Gonzalez underhands it over to Floyd for the fielder's choice for the third out of the inning. So the Blue Devils get a couple of base runners, one by an error, but they can't get anyone across. So we go to the top of the 6th inning with the Blue Devils trailing 2-0. I'll be back. All right, first pitch is a strike to Dunn here in the top of the 6th inning. Safe call on the check swing. Nick Dunn, Freeman, and Santiago Torres scheduled up for the Cardinals. There's a breaking ball, gets inside, almost hits him, but not quite. 2-1 the count on Nick Dunn. He had a fly out to left field and a base hit to right center. There's a high chopper towards second base. Talk up with that over to Santiago for the 4-3 ground out.
Up next to DH, number 23, Trey Freeman.
That's going to bring up Trey Freeman. He's had a base hit to left and then scored a run on a fielder's choice. Had an RBI. That misses 1-0 the count. There's a base hit into right field, just in front of Smock. I think Smock had a thought about going for that and then decided against it. That's going to bring up Santiago Torres.
Number 35,
Will Jerry Santiago Torres, the first baseman. He's grounded out twice in this one. And he's hit by a pitch. He had grounded out to Talk at second and Perry at third, but he's hit by a pitch there. That's going to bring up Brandon Floyd.
Second baseman, number 2, Brandon Floyd.
Floyd has been a strikeout victim 2 times in a row, so Vaughter could sure use that again here. So work going on down in the bullpen. Haven't got it quite set to where you can see both of them in their stretch, but looks like maybe we're going to get a pitching change here. So we'll get those changes. We'll report those and be back. Blue Devils trailing by 2. All right, the pitching change has been made. Number 25, Avery Oravets from Wildwood, Missouri. We were over at St. Charles on Tuesday, and his parents made it to the game there because that was only about a 20-mile drive for them. He will pitch again today. His ERA is 0.00. He has 4 appearances and 4 innings pitched. He will step in here, step onto the slab with runners at first and second, and he has inherited that with 1 out. So the righty comes in. He will face Brandon Floyd, the second baseman, as I mentioned before, has a couple of strikeouts. There's a base hit promptly into left field, and that run will score on the base hit by Brandon Floyd.
Next up, number 3, Connor Taylor.
That's going to bring up Taylor. So 3-0 lead now. That's high and inside, 1-0 the count. So runner still first and second. Taylor is struck out and grounded out to Pachorik at short. That's inside, 2-0 the count. So Floyd takes the first pitch and puts it into left field for an RBI base hit. That's up a little bit high. 3-0 the count. Comes the 3-0 pitch. That's high and inside for ball 4. So Oravets comes in, gives up a base hit, and then a walk. So back to the top of the order. So that's going to bring up the third baseman, Gabby Vieira. Going to get a quick visit back out to the mound. Coach Goldbeck wants to give some information to those, and looks like we're going to get another quick change. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Blue Devils now trail 3-0 here in the top of the 6th. Pitching change being made by the Blue Devils, bringing in the lefty, Caleb Deere. He's from Overland Park, Kansas. He has a 1.64 ERA. Tall left-hander goes to the mound. He will inherit runners with the bases loaded for the Cardinals and 1 out on the board. Nolan the fourth, Dirksen, Schmock across the outfield. Perry, Pachorik, Tolkien, Santiago left to right across the infield. With Horn behind the plate, Deere comes in in relief for Oravets and Vaughter. And the Blue Devils trailing 3-0 here. Back to the top of the order, and the third baseman, Vieira. He will step in. He's walked, had an infield hit, and flew out to Santiago way in tight to home. That misses up high, 1-0 the count. 1 out, bases full of Cardinals. Blue Devils could use a one-hopper right at an infielder here. .92-mile-an-hour fastball, but way outside. 2-0 the count on Vieira. There's a breaking ball. Breaks right across the inside corner for the strike call. Swing and a miss of that pitch, so from 2-0 to 2-2. That's inside. 3-2 the count now. There's an RBI base on balls issued by Deere. Makes it 4-0. It's going to bring up Feliciano Gonzalez. Squares to bunt and takes ball one up high. Feliciano Gonzalez, he's been out on a fly to the left fielder. Nolan the fourth twice, but has an RBI base hit to right center, sandwiched in between the two of those. There's a fair ball into the right field corner. It's going to be extra bases, and it's going to score 2 runs. So Feliciano Gonzalez with the base hit down the right field line scores 2. Makes it 6-0.
Next up, the center fielder, number 21, Lambette.
That's going to bring up Lambeth. He's been hit by a pitch, had an RBI base hit, and called out on strikes. There's a breaking ball called strike. 0-1 the count. Top of the 6th inning action. Blue Devils trailing by 6. Deere trying to get us back into bat. Blue Devils down to their last 6 outs currently. 7 innings scheduled game. 1 ball out, runner goes. And the hit and run, the base hit right through where Talk left to go cover. So Lambeth with the base hit for an RBI. That's going to bring up Lemus Hudson Jr. Runners at the corners, still 1 out. Makes it 7-0. Throw over to first base. Nothing going on over there. Back in safely is Lambeth. Comes the 1-1. And out in front of it. Gets a piece of it, but fouls it back to the screen. So 1-2 the count. 0-1 the count. Another throw over to first. Back in safely is Lambeth. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count now. That's high and outside. 1-2 the count. Breaking ball, and he fouls that one back out of play. Edwin Lemus Hudson IV, the catcher, earns another pitch. I agree with the call. He's hit by a pitch, but he's hit with the arm that was out over the strike zone. So therefore, the out.
Next up, number 19, Nick Dunn.
That's going to bring up Nick Dunn now with 2 outs. So the 10th hitter of the inning to come to the plate. There's the foul ball by Dunn. Dunn has been out on a fly to left, had a base hit to right center, and grounded out to Tolk at second base. So 1 for 3 on the day. That just misses a bit. 1-1 the count, 2 outs, runners at the corners. 5 runs in the inning. That one's fouled down into the woods. One and two the count. Strike 3 catches the outside corner. So the Blue Devils give up 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. 5 runs on 4 hits. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Blue Devils trailing 7-0. I'll be back. All right, 2. The bottom of the 6th we go. Blue Devils with a lot of work to do. They're trailing by 7. Horn, Perry, and Smock scheduled up for the Blue Devils. There's a strike. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. On 1 the count on Horn. He's 0 for 1, was called out on strikes and was hit by a pitch. Fouls that one away. Evan McDaniel back for another inning of work. 2nd inning of work for him. That's up high to Horn. 1-2 the count. Comes the 1-2. There's a strike 3 on the outside corner. So Horn has been called out on strikes twice in this one. It's going to bring up Perry. Perry's been hit by a pitch and had a base hit into left field. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Evan McDaniel on in relief of Connor Brady. There's strike 2 right through there. McDaniel's from Lafayette, Louisiana. Ball stays up high. 1-2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. In the dirt. 2-2 the count now. Just misses a little outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to the third baseman, Cade Perry. Way outside. So a 1-out walk issued by McDaniel. That's going to bring up Spencer Smock. Runner at first base will be Perry. Smock will step in with 1 out and a runner at first. Smock's been out on a fly to right and a base hit to right. It's a strike on the outside corner. That's when I usually say the outside corner. Nonetheless, ruled a strike, 0-1 the count. There's a breaking ball that wasn't as far out as the fastball that was called a strike. 1-1 the count. 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning action. Swing and a foul ball into the glove of the catcher, Lemus Hudson Jr. Back to the top of the order, and Pachorik. Breaking ball. Base hit into center field. So runners at first and second now. 1 out. This is Pachorik at the plate now. Smock with the base hit into center field. There's a strike called. And Pachorik is hit by a pitch. He had grounded out 3 times prior to being plunked on the backside. So that'll bring up Marcus Dirks. We're going to get a visit to the mound. 1 out. Blue Devils trail by 7. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Bases are full of Blue Devils. Think we're going to have a pitching change. We'll get a break. We'll get that information on the pitcher, and we'll be back. Blue Devils trail by 7. All right, the pitching change has been made. Leonard Perez from Bayamon, Puerto Rico, 10.57 ERA. And the bunt is down and tries to backhand to home. That's going to be an infield bunt hit for Dirks. So an RBI bunt to get the Blue Devils off the goose egg. That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago will step in with the bases loaded. Just misses. Little low one outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. So 7-1 the score now. Santiago at the plate. There's a strike right through there. Santiago was grounded out to second, had a base hit, and reached an error on a fly ball to left center that Dunn just couldn't hang on to, but should have. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 run in the inning. There's a strike called outside corner at the knees. Santiago needs to look to send something to the opposite field here. They're pitching him out. 1-2 the count to Santiago. There's a base hit into right field. That will score 2. So Santiago with a base hit. A line drive into right field for 2 RBI. And the Blue Devils have cut the lead to 4. So 2 more runs in makes it a 7-3 game. Brings up Freddie Nolan, the fourth. He's up there with runners at first and second. 1 out. Strike called outside wide corner. 0-1 the count. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Way outside. So 3 runs in the inning. Back-to-back RBI hits. Bunt hit by Dirks for 1 RBI, and Santiago a rip into right field for 2. There's a strike called on the outside corner. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So Nolan the fourth with a strikeout, 2 walks and a strikeout in this one. That's going to bring up Woida. Woida lined out in the second inning and struck out twice since then. Coach Golbeck is going to get a little offensive timeout here and visit with his players on what he wants here. So 2 outs now. 3 runs in the inning to make it a 7-3 game. So the visit to home is over. The offensive visit is over, and Woida steps in. A little bit low and outside. 1-0 the count on Woida. Bottom of the 6th inning action, 7-inning scheduled game. 99 viewers right now. I appreciate each and every one of you. That ball's up high. 2-0 the count. Ian Woida at the plate. Runners at first and second. Dirks at second. Santiago at first. That ball's up high. 3-0 the count. It's a nice job laying off of that high heater. Three and 0 the count. Umpire had him pitch the ball out for the lack of wiping the hand. There's a strike right through there. 3-1 the count. 3 runs in the inning. Blue Devils have cut the lead to 4. They trail 7-3. Swing and a miss of that heater. So now 3-2 the count. So the runners will be off with the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, got a ball on the field. So we'll get set to do this 3-2 again. See if Woida can get something on the outfield grass, get another run in. Popped it up on the infield. Third baseman Vieira comes in and makes the play. So the Blue Devils get 3 runs on 3 hits. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Blue Devils trailing now by just 4. We'll be back. All right, to the top of the seventh we go. Freeman, Santiago Torres, and Floyd scheduled up for the Cardinals. Swing and a miss of that first pitch. Freeman is 2 for 2. Couple of base hits and a fielder's choice that yielded a run. Swing and a miss of that pitch, breaking ball down the lower 80s. It's a ground ball. Pachorik boots it, so that'll be the error on Pachorik. So Freeman on it first. That's going to bring up Santiago Torres. He's grounded out twice and been hit by a pitch. Breaking ball stayed outside. 1-0 the count. Stretch and the 1-0. And hit by a pitch is Santiago Torres. So that's going to bring up Brandon Floyd. Floyd had struck out in the second and the fourth. Then the sixth inning had an RBI base hit into left field. He'll step in with nobody out, runners at first and second. Expecting bunt, and he squares to bunt, and the runner at second base. Freeman gets caught up on the turf monster, grabbed his toe, but no throw by Horn. Probably a good decision. It was a little late when he finally saw it. Outside 2-0 the count. I'm going to guess the bunt's still going to be on, but it's not going to be on until he gets a strike. We'll see. 2-0 the count. He does square to bunt, and it's outside. So 3-0 the count now on the second Floyd. There's a strike outside corner. Wind really kicking up. Have a quick look at the flag. Blowing pretty hard. That's toward left field. It's outside for ball 4. So an error, a hit by pitch, and a walk. Just like that, the bases are loaded with nobody out. It's going to bring up Taylor, the right fielder. He is struck out, grounded out to Pachorik at short, and reached on a base on balls. Blue Devils with the infield in. Infield in all the way across the infield. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Comes the stretch and the 1-1 from Deere. Foul ball headed down to the side of the hill. That's going to kick down into the woods. So 1-2 the count. Reach back for a little extra there. 92, but that misses inside. So 2-2 the count. Tying inside, comes off the back pad so quickly that the runners were not able to move up. So 3-2 the count now. Comes the stretch and the 3-2. Swing and a miss of the fastball. So the first out of the inning is a strikeout.
Next up, 27, Gabby Vieira.
So back to the top of the order in Gabby Vieira. 1 for 2 on the day. Has an RBI base hit and an RBI walk. Swing and a miss of that heater. That misses just a bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases full of Cardinals. Infield in. That's outside. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Changes speed with a little breaking ball, 80 miles an hour, and he couldn't wait. Swings through it. 2-2 the count now. There's the swing and the miss. So an error, a hit by pitch, and a walk to load the bases and back-to-back strikeouts. That's going to bring up Francisco Feliciano Gonzalez. He'll step in now with 2 outs. He has a couple of base hits and a couple of RBIs with a couple of flyouts. He takes a strike 1 called. Breaking ball out in front of it, but fouls it away, does Feliciano Gonzalez. Top of the 7th inning action. Deer trying to get us back in for our last opportunity to come back in this thing. And the swing and the miss. So bases loaded and back-to-back-to-back strikeouts to send us to the bottom of the 7th. With the Blue Devils trailing by 4, we've got some work to do. Stay with us. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure and like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we make an upload or go live. Thanks again. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Now up to second baseman, number 1, Sawyer
Tolk, Horn, and Perry scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Bottom of the 7th inning action. 1-0 the count on Tolk. There's a strike called. One and one the count. The ball headed to deep left field, and that's going to be caught by Dunn. Dunn made it look tougher than maybe it should, but Talk put a pretty good charge in that one right there, but comes up empty. That's going to bring up Horn. He's been hit by a pitch and called out on strikes twice. All right, strike called on Horn. There's a ground ball headed into left field. So Horn with a base hit to keep things going here. Blue Devils down to their last 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Cade Perry. Perry is 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch, had a base hit, and then walked. He'll step in with 1 out and 1 on. That ball misses outside. Cade Perry, the third baseman, at the plate. There's a strike right through there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Leonard Perez back for his second inning of work. High fly ball into shallow center field. Lambeth takes care of that for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Spencer Smock. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Had a fly out and a couple of base hits, 1 to left field, 1 to right field. There's a strike right through there. Oh, and 1 the count, 2 outs now. Fly ball taken by the center field to win this first one. So the Blue Devils go down in the first game 7-3. Labette Cardinals wins it 7-3. We'll be about 20 to 30 minutes. We'll go to the other link that I've got out there. Thanks so much for listening. Blue Devils lose the first one 7-3. I'll be back with the second game here in about 20 to 30 minutes.